you're tired, busy, and you're just starting over fresh, and you just maybe just need new friends. And so we touched on 3 points yesterday, which was like just minding your mindset around friendship, which was basically like if you're saying, "Oh, I don't believe it's possible," right, to get friendships, or you don't believe people are gonna like me, like just watching the words that you speak about is just so important and key, right? Or saying the common things like, I'm too introverted, I'm too old, I'm too quiet, I'm too awkward, those things. So just really watching your words, okay? Um, the next point was, are you giving people a fair chance? So it's like, are you maybe blocking people from becoming friends with you because of past experiences? Or are you dismissing people too quickly? Are you automatically having a prejudgment of how your friend should look and act that you're maybe not like, and that you're not ending up basically doing a friendship with someone else, with someone new, because they don't fit the box that you're putting them in, right? And you may be missing out on a really good friendship. Um, are you assuming people don't like you? Like, are you self sabotaging yourself from getting the right type of friendships? Next one is you are you giving yourself a fair chance? Right? So I talked about yesterday where it was like, oh, okay, you might be tired. Life, life might be lifing, right? Adulting, basically. Or you might be in a stage where you're just healing, with building yourself, learning something new. And you may use those things as excuses, saying, like, well, I can't make friends, right? Which they're valid points, but they're excuses. Yeah, right? Because we make time for the things we want. So it's like, are you giving yourself a fair chance to actually make friendships with people, or are you sabotaging yourself? And I had said yesterday, like, and if you see that you don't have time, don't put yourself in that pool to make friendships. Point blank, right? If you see that you're constantly not having time, don't put someone else through that. Like constantly canceling or anything like that. Just like look at your situation and be like, okay, so like if that's your situation, you have to recognize it and maybe take yourself out of the pool for a while. Right? So when I talk about fair chance, it's like even though you're tired or you may be exhausted, hey, you may be exhausted, like you are putting in the effort to do it anyways, even if you're tired, to do things that you enjoy and meet new people, right? And you're giving yourself that chance to actually build friendships. I think that's so important, right? So now the next one was, yeah, hey, Jack. So this was the fourth point, right? So this is part two. So again, if you haven't been able to see part one, definitely go out and check it out. I'm actually going to be releasing it today from yesterday. So part four was point four. Point four was, are you sabotaging opportunities? Right? So this kind of gets into it. Like, are you saying no to every invite? So if you're just watching, I'm talking about how to make friends if you're tired, busy, and you're basically need to change your life. So are you saying no to every invite? So when people invite you, are you just automatically saying no? Right? And you're not allowing yourself to actually meet new people. Um, are you not following up after you're meeting a friend for the first time, or after going somewhere for maybe it's a second dinner or third dinner? Are you not following up? I feel like this one is always, people are always guilty of this, including me, where you'll meet people the first time, and then you actually never follow up, or you never have conversation again, or you never invite them to something else. And unfortunately, in order for things to flow, right? In order for a friendship to flow and grow, there has to be some type of communication. You can't like you can't just have that mindset where you're like, okay, I'm gonna wait for that person to reach out, because they may not ever reach out, because they're thinking the same darn thing. They're thinking the same thing that you're thinking right now. Are you? And that goes to the next one. Are you waiting for others to initiate? Right? Because if both of you guys are waiting to initiate, for each person to initiate, nothing's ever going to like basically blossom, right? Or are you assuming, so when you meet the person, or in general, are you assuming that people don't like you? And I feel like that's the biggest friendship killer, is if you always assume that people don't like you, they don't like your personality. It's like, how do you get motivated to like move forward? How do you get motivated when you're telling yourself such a negative story? right? So we want to be careful what we're thinking. Are you expecting instant closeness? Like, meaning, are you expecting are you like meeting a person and then you're automatically like, oh, like, we're not close, so we don't feel super close, so I guess that's not the right friendship. Like, are you giving it a chance to play out? Because sometimes friendships, what I know is when you're meeting new people, and I'm not saying we all expect to be best friends, but I feel like there's a certain expectation where you feel like you just have to click. Like there automatically needs to be some some type of charisma. But I believe that it's sometimes where you just have to keep on meeting. Like it's something where you just have to keep on meeting and you'll see something build and blossom. But I feel like if you're expecting like that instant connection, I just don't think it's realistic. Yes, you'll see some people click right away, but that's not everyone's story, right? It's not everyone's story. Anyone's story. Hey, um, are you avoiding events, but you're wanting community? Okay, so that's a big one. Like, are you wanting community? Um, are you basically avoiding going to things because you're like, oh, I'm gonna be going all alone. Like, I'm gonna be going all alone. Like, people are gonna notice me. It's gonna be a weird and awkward. Like, what story are you telling yourself in order to put yourself out there? So basically, are you preventing yourself from putting yourself out there to meet new people? Okay. Um, are you not creating plans? So like I'm sure somewhere deep inside of here, you might have thought of something where you wanted to go. You may have seen something online where you're like, oh, I would love to go to that. Like, and so my next question for you is with those things you've been wanting to go to, and maybe you don't want to go solo, that's okay, but have you took the initiative to invite someone, or maybe post it in a Facebook group, or post it on Instagram, post it in your stories, and see if anyone's interested? Funny enough, I just did this. Okay. And I actually posted in a group and I was like, hey, do you want to go to like a spa wellness center? And I have to admit though, there was feelings about it. There was some feelings of being nervous and saying, oh, what if never no one wants to go? And I want to say this part. This was like the second part. Like this was the second time I actually posted asking if anyone wanted to go to the wellness spa, right? The first time, basically, hey, Ninja, the first time, no one wanted to go. No one said anything, actually. They just ignored the message and they continued having other conversations. And then I woke up this morning and I was like, you know what, I'm going to try again. Right? And you could learn something from this. Sometimes you need to try again. Sometimes that first time someone may have not seen your invite, or they may have got busy with life, or it just didn't resonate with the people who saw it. And sometimes you may have to invite again. Do not be afraid of rejection when it comes to friendships. Don't be afraid of rejection. Like that will hold you back. Be okay with rejection. Be okay with people saying no. Don't let one person's no stop you from meeting that right friend. Right? Like, are you not putting yourself in social places? Right? It goes back into that. Like, even putting yourself in social places. Like, we have some places in Toronto where we call it like auto ship. So there's this place called auto ship where you would basically go cold plunging, and you would go. I'm just using this as example, and you would then go in a sauna, right? And so sometimes they'll have these events where they get the community together, and I think it's such a good idea. Summer, I'm planning to go. But my point of this is like going to even so like just going to places that there's people. So it's not necessarily like if you feel like, okay, I'm not comfortable posting in groups. Sometimes it's just going to solo into these like events, like these like places where you know there's going to be people, right? And there's a lot of those nowadays. Even if you go on Eventbrite, like that's the best place to go if you're like, okay, I want to be around people. And just like I have events coming up for next week where I'm gonna be going to like it's called something called Low Key, where it's basically live music and they play in the park and people will bring their different instruments, pianos, saxophones, all that stuff, and they start playing and it's beautiful, right? And it's just being in the proximity to people, right? Because you're bound to talk to people. When you go by yourself, you're bound to do things that's outside your comfort zone, by the way, right? So you want to be putting yourself in the right positions to be able to meet people. You can't meet people at home, okay? And I just want to like make it clear, like this is not about like shaming anyone or anything like that, but these are just patterns I've seen with myself and with people that I just share when it comes to sabotaging opportunities. And I think what a lot of times is like people want to meet people and they want to build a community, but then they chicken out like when something happens. or like soon as something happens in their life or it gets too busy, right away that's the first thing that they do like a chopping block on, right? And that should not be the first thing, especially if you want to build friendships. And so a friendship opportunity may look like, so sometimes it's so subtle, but sometimes we tend to say no to these. It could be like a coworker suggesting coffee, or like suggesting to go somewhere after work. Or it could someone that you maybe it's someone that you see regularly and you're like, hey, we should meet up. Like it's sometimes so subtle. Like it doesn't have to be something that you're searching for, right? It could be people that you see every day where you never thought of meeting up with them, right? Or it could be someone that you maybe talk to a lot on online. I talked about like I talked about yesterday with a girl where I met, like we haven't met in person, but we actually live very close. Hi Lana, how are you doing? We're just talking about how to make friendships even when you're busy, tired, and you're basically changing lives. So how do you make friends? It's a really good question. And that's basically what I've been explaining. But right now, I've been going to a lot of events. Um, and so let me explain. So I make sure to join friendship groups on Facebook in my city. So I'm in Toronto. No, what do you mean by embarrass yourself? No. So we actually talked about this yesterday. That's the funny part in the part one version. And someone had said that way they felt like they're introverted and they're always embarrassing yourself. No, I'm sorry, they're always awkward in the conversation. Um, and like I said, I feel like when you're talking to someone for the first time, you have to expect it's going to be awkward. It's like a first date. You have to expect it's going to be awkward. You're going to probably be nervous because you're meeting a new person. And so you should never expect it to be like perfect. And I highly doubt that you're embarrassing the person. You're embarrassing yourself. Sorry, I'm highly doubt that you're embarrassing yourself. Most likely, that person is looking at you like a normal person. That's because they're probably trying to have a conversation too. Most of the time, when you're meeting new people, um, some people show it better than others, right? So I may be nervous inside, but I would say I have the personality that you won't even know. But I could be awkward as well, and sometimes I maybe like mumble over my words or I talk too fast. It could come in different forms, but I don't think we really embarrass ourselves. I think it's about meeting the right type of friends, and the right type of people that will embrace you and that love being around you, and love all your perks and clumsiness and all. Um, where was that? Where is that setting when you say that? When you say how was your day? Because I don't think, especially in adult settings, like people don't tend to do that. They'll usually be respectful. Maybe some people will walk away, and that's okay. Like I've had like awkward encounters too, where you just sometimes you meet people where you absolutely don't gel, and that's okay. You keep on moving. So how I make friends is I'll usually go to events. So for example, like on my Instagram, I wouldn't say I trained the algorithm. So now the algorithm will push So now the algorithm pushes events to me on Instagram actually. So what you should do is like you would basically type in events and then your city. So maybe it's events or whatever you like doing. But I'll usually type in like social events, friends events, Toronto, for example. And then once you start searching that, Instagram will naturally start promoting that to you. You'll start to see all types of events in Toronto. The algorithm is very good. And that's okay if you stutter. That's okay. It's not about perfection, right? It's about meeting someone who is a human being. People who don't treat you right or who are mean, we need to leave them alone, right? We're not embracing people who don't want you in their presence. We're embracing people who want you in your presence who adore you. Okay, so yeah, I would go to events. I join Facebook groups as well, and I like to interact a lot. So like just sometimes I'll ask people, I'll invite people, and it's just over time. The more you go to different events, you would probably most likely share your Instagram, right? And so that's what I would do. So I would share my Instagram, and then we exchange it. And then what I try to do is I try to stay in contact with them. That's the key. Like you won't make friends if you're not like staying in contact. So what I'll do is I'll sometimes message them if they come to mind, say how are you doing. So there's gonna be friends who stick and some don't. Like sometimes you connect on Instagram and you forget about them. Well, what I'm starting to do now is I'm a natural person where I like to organize stuff. But what I'm starting to do now is like, probably by next month, I'm going to start doing even offline events and basically make a list of people that I've met. And then basically invite them. Like, you'd be surprised how much people want to go places. Like, it's crazy. Like, people are usually down to go somewhere. Because everyone, as much as we don't believe it, everyone's always looking for somewhere to go. Believe it or not. Okay? Um, so this is just a reminder that adult friendships, right? When you're trying to make friendships, especially in your 30s, it requires you to show up, okay? So it may require you to be uncomfortable. Like, I don't believe when you're making new friendships, it's meant for you to be comfortable, right? So that answers your question. So even if you're awkward, you keep on doing, you'll get better and better. If you struggle with this, and I did mention this in the part one, do improv. Improv will help you so much because it teaches you how to speak with people, it teaches you how to think, and it teaches you just to have fun and just be free, basically, and be positive. The next one is taking initiative. So if you don't have people reaching out to you, you reach out to people and create the party. Don't wait for people to create the party for you. Also, you're going to be very bored and lonely, right? You initiate it. You do it to have fun, even if you feel like they're not reciprocating. You have fun. You're doing it for you. You're being selfish. This is the permission for you to be selfish, basically, and get people to hang out with you. And keep on trying again. So if someone says no, that's okay. Keep on going. And who knows, that friendship may stick, it may not stick. If they keep on saying no, eventually you're gonna know the line, and you're gonna be like, okay, I'm not gonna ask them again, right? And this is what I mean by you need to be open to when people invite you to things, because if you keep on saying no, people will eventually stop inviting you, because who wants to be rejected all the time? Like, there's a certain line. Like, you can, reject. Like, you can say no if you want to, and people can say no. But I think too much no's is too much. Like, that person has to say at least one yes, at least one, and then be okay with awkwardness. Funny enough, I had that in my notes. Be okay with being awkward. Is being okay with doing mistakes, like being quirky, like whatever it may be. Like, it's okay to be imperfect. Like, every line, every conversation doesn't have to be perfect. Just be yourself. Like, I know people would say that, but literally just be yourself. Okay. The next one was like, friendship requires initiative. Um, the problem with friendships is, and I wish it could be like this, what I'm about to say, is friendships are not always passive. Meaning friendships won't build itself. And I think we all know that, but like sometimes we'll just leave it and we just hope, oh, it's just gonna grow, or I'm just gonna make friends randomly one day. And unfortunately, it's like it requires a lot of effort. It requires a lot of grit and effort, talking to people and being open to speak with people, not sabotaging, not having the wrong stories about ourselves for friendships to actually grow. So what this may look like when it for you to make it grow, how to make friends, is you're inviting someone for coffee, to a cafe, whatever, like to a bubble tea place. You're starting a group chat and you're putting a bunch of people that you know in there, and you're starting to plan things that you guys have similar interests. You're planning some type of hangout, movies, whatever, something simple, pickleball, swimming. I just did a swimming meetup the other day, but just it was just three of us, and we went to the swimming pool, and it was so fun to be in 30 degree weather, and it was so relaxing, right? And it's just the thing you have to remember is, um, you're doing the same thing as that other person, where they want the same thing that you want. So you're not ever being too much. You're not ever being desperate. You're just being intentional. And I think that's so important. And I love seeing that in people when they're just very intentional, right? In talking with you and putting yourself out there. Putting yourself out there is a flex, right? So you don't need to act cool. You don't need to be like, oh, like leave them for a bit. No, like reach out if they come to mind. Obviously, if they're showing you energy where they don't want to talk to you, just leave them alone. Because the good thing about it is there's a thousands more people that would want to speak to you and make friends with you. Okay. I just think like we have to normalize wanting connection is completely healthy. I'm creating your own opportunities. I noticed I said creating your party, but creating your own opportunities is such a powerful thing. And I think it's a beautiful thing to get into that mindset of I'm going to plan this instead of expecting or waiting for other people to plan things, because you're going to have a lot of bored nights if you're doing that. Or it's even like even doing something like salsa dancing. I'm telling you, you do salsa dancing wherever you are, you'll have a lot of events to go to. And it's such a great friendly thing to do if you're going alone, because naturally people just want to dance with you. It's such an easy way to just connect. So I highly recommend that. Um, and what, let me see here. And I would say is I think don't give up too soon when it comes to friendships. Right? I think a lot of times people give up too soon where they see like, oh, it's not working, I'm not meeting the right people. But the thing is you have to keep on going, like keep on going to events. Like if you don't have a lot of good luck in groups and you get awkward and you get introverted, go to events. Go by yourself. Set a timer and be like, maybe I'm gonna go for 30 minutes or I'm gonna go for an hour. Right? You don't have to go the whole night. Just go for a small time that puts yourself out there, because you're going to see eventually you'll open up. I was just talking about this yesterday in a part one, when I was like, a lot of times I'm actually, for some reason, I tend to attract a lot of introverts. And I would say I'm not really, I'm an introvert at home, but I'm an extrovert like outside the house. And sometimes I'm surprised when I find out that someone's an introvert, because when they speak with me, like, do you sound normal to me? Right? And then it's only when we go in like certain settings, I'll be like, oh, are they an introvert? Why are they so quiet? Dang. Right? And that should show you, like, even if you're an introvert, you meet the right people, the right person will help you break out your shell. Okay? You are bound to break out your shell. Okay? So don't worry about that. Like, just be yourself, and the right person you'll feel so comfortable to speak with. Okay. And then another thing, these are just key questions to ask yourself. Am I creating opportunities for myself? Am I showing up consistently? Am I following up? Am I being the friend that I want to be? Right? So are you saying yes to those invites, right? Are you open to trying new things? Like, all that stuff. Like, are you being a friend that you would want that friend to be to you? Are you saying hi, how are you, and you're reaching out to them and creating conversation, even if it's so simple as how are you, and you leave it at that, or just say, hey, hope all is well. And that's all you can control. You can't control what someone else is doing, and I think sometimes we forget that. If they don't respond, that's okay. You can only control from your end. If they don't ever respond, you move on. You move on. Don't stay there. Okay? Because there's people out there that is willing to do the effort to make friendships. And those are the people that you want to attract. We're not attracting people who don't like us, who don't want to be around us. Okay? You leave them right there. We're leaving them right there, left behind. Okay? The last point is friendship starts small. So don't expect instant that. Don't expect someone to instantly be vulnerable. Another thing is don't expect them to be vulnerable with you if you're not vulnerable first. That if you're not willing to tell your deepest thoughts or things that you're going through, don't expect them to be open like that. Like someone has to start that, and you'll tend to get closer the more you do that. If the more you're having more real conversations, you'll find the conversations will gradually get deeper and deeper. But that takes time, especially if you're at a point where you're like, okay, I really want that close friend. Like I really want that, right? Don't we all, right? So it's like, so friendships, you just have to remember, friendship's gonna begin with, hey girl, what are you doing this weekend? Like, hey, enjoy speaking with you. Like, I love talking with you. Like, giving a lot of compliments help too. I think people love that. Even I tend to do that. Like if I see him starting to have conversation and it's rolling with people, especially on a daily basis, I will say, "Oh, I love our conversations. I love our long convos." I'll even say it in front of people. And I think people really enjoy that. Like they enjoy compliments. Like people not like yes, I want to get compliments, but I think people love hearing compliments. They love getting that reassurance. Like okay, hey, like this person loves my company. I think it's a beautiful thing. So just small repeated moments. You have to remember you're just repeating the same thing over and over. Small moments, continue to plan. You don't have to see each other every day. Maybe it's a week per week, or maybe it's once a month. But I think the key thing is I think the more you talk throughout the month, which I've said before, it's a dying art. But if you're talking, even just talking, a little bit freaking, like maybe like 2 to 3 times a week, I think it helps to deepen the friendship. That's just based on what I've been seeing, like based on the things I've been doing With a friend where I don't speak as often, where it's like maybe you're talking once a week or once every few, bi-weekly. I think if you're even sending each other memes, it helps because there's some type of dialogue. But it's so deep if you guys could have a conversation, because sometimes you may not be able to meet, you know as frequent as you are on the phone, or like even sending each other voice notes, stuff like that. I think helps deepen a friendship. But you have to start somewhere, like even if it's a small conversation. Oh, how is your day doing, girl? And then it gets deeper, and you talk about your day, and then it starts to like just add on, right, based on what you say, and you start this dialogue going, conversation going. That's what's important. I think, and I'm gonna be real with you. I only get that. It's very rare, not rare, but like a lot of people don't know how to hold conversations. So when I find people that know how to hold conversations, it's so powerful. Like if you know how to hold a conversation and you could keep that conversation going back and forth and you respond in a timely manner, it is powerful if you could do that. And if you don't know how to, and you say you're nervous, you're shy, it's okay. You start somewhere, but like it's just, I think it's just being open to a conversation, letting it go and flow, and like let it start building. Um, so yeah, so if you, whatever you feel like, okay, I need to get better at, practice. So don't stop there. If you say you're introverted, don't stop there. If you feel you're awkward, don't stop there. Practice. Keep on putting yourself out there. The more you practice being stronger at the thing that you feel that you're weak at or not as good at, the better you get. Like you never stay in the same place. Okay? I'm here to reassure you that you do not stay in the same place if you're practicing it, right? And you're focused on getting 1% better every day. You're bound to get better and better. Like there's no way, if you start talking to people more and you socialize even more and you put yourself out there and you get out your comfort zone, that you're not going to get better. You are bound to get better. It's a given, right? It is a given. Okay, so this is just something practical. So this is just practical steps, right? Is like a friendship reset. Is you want to change the story you think about yourself. So stop telling yourself you're awkward or you're introverted or I'm not good at this, I'm not good at that. Stop telling yourself those stories, right? It's so easy to tell yourself negative stuff. Tell yourself negative stories. Tell yourself positive stories. Even if it doesn't make sense. I'm good at speaking with people. I'm good at making friends. I'm open to align people. I'm open to people who being around people who like me, right? Create one opportunity, right? So maybe this week you're going to create an opportunity and invite someone to a coffee, invite someone to an event that's happening around your area, a festival, something, a walk, in a hiking somewhere, like invite someone to something. Follow up with someone that you maybe not spoken to in a while, but you adore them, right? Follow up at least once. Hey, it was nice meeting you. Hey, I know we haven't spoken in a while. You know what's funny? I actually revived a friendship that way, where I said, hey, like I know I haven't spoken to you in a while, but I would love for to see you. Blah blah blah. People love that stuff. Like, just be honest. Like, don't be like faking it. Like, how guys do this thing where they ghost, and then they had try to have this conversation like it's normal, and you're like, dude, you haven't spoken to me since 2023. Like, come on now, right? No, don't do that. Like, just be real. Okay? Hey, I haven't spoken to you in a while, right? But this is in a friendship setting. Dating, that's a whole different level. But I know there's a lot of men do that, but don't do that. Just be honest. Say yes at least once. Even if it's something that makes you uncomfortable, say yes at least once, even if you're going to feel tired or busy. And then the fifth one is that you're going to initiate, and that goes along with, creating the opportunity. But you want to just initiate. Like, I want to get this in you. Like, initiate something with someone, whether it's a conversation, whether it's a meetup, something, right, to get it going, right? So you just have to realize, like, it's possible for you to make friends even when you're busy, tired, and you're trying to change things up, right? It's possible to make friends even if you're awkward, you're not that ideal, you don't feel like you're that ideal person. Hey, to whoever's watching. Or you feel like you're too much or impossible to be around. Like, there's someone out there that will love your personality. There's a friend out there that will love being around you, love your personality, love your, like, I don't know, I don't know if you want to call it downfalls, but I guess so. Like, they'll love your downfalls and all. Like, it doesn't really matter. When you click, you click. right? You're worth knowing. You're worth connecting with. Like you are completely worth it. You have to know this, and you must give friendship a chance, even if you feel indifferent about it. Give it a chance. Give yourself a chance. Don't sabotage yourself. Okay, and stop saying it's hard to make friendships. So this is like that end of the second part. But yeah, I just wanted to share that. And I appreciate you guys watching. And as always, you can always go in the description, get the Friends Reset Journal. It's there, it's available for you to even get deeper friendships and learn how to make friends. It's all there in the description. But yeah, I will see you guys again tomorrow.